Hi, this is Roshan Rawat. Welcome to ChangeLeaders Stories. Keep learning and keep leading the change.
Hi, and welcome to Change Leaders Stories, L&D Special. In this season, we are talking to seasoned professionals from the Learning and Development Department, and we'll learn about their journey and see how the L&D function is evolving while addressing challenges offered by business and human capital. My name is Divya Kapoor, and my last company was Questcore, where I was heading Learning and Development. I have published 2 books, and I take keen interest in emotional intelligence, leadership, and skilling. Today, I have an interesting guest with us, Paronigar, who has over 20 years of experience in banking and financial service. And currently, he leads Turtlemint's learning and development function. He focuses on creating skilled financial professionals and offering personalized insurance solutions. His expertise include learning design, technology, integration, performance improvement, change management, and leadership development. He's also certified in OD, CPCD, LUTCF, moderator, NLP practitioner, ALMI, AFP, DISC, NCFM, and IRM. So I must say, you name it, and the certification is there. Hi, Saumil. So, really welcome to the webinar, and I am 100% sure that people will have a lot to take from this webinar since such an experienced person has come.
Thank you so much, Divya, for having me here. It's my pleasure to address such forums and help people to get the best of the experience which we carry. It would be certainly helpful for many people.
Okay, thank you so much. So, Saumil, I would like to ask, what do you think would be a roadmap for people to take up a career in learning and development? What do you have to say about it?
Wonderful, wonderful question. I'm sure many individuals who wants to get into L&D, which shows that they want to come by a choice, not by a chance. I have seen many people who eventually fall into L&D role as a chance, but not by the choice. So appreciate that people wants to know about it. When we see KYC, generally it is termed as know your customer, but here I'll tell you, for me, it is called know your career. You need to understand the minute nuances involved in this profession, being a trader or being an L&D professional, because it will require an intense investment into self-development. This role, particularly as a L&D, is looked after as somebody who is a subject matter expert who can work on the human capabilities and help them to achieve their personal and professional goals and ultimately organization goals, right? So if you are ready to learn new things, if you want to implement these things at your workplace and you don't get boredom of doing repetitive jobs and conducting training for a variety of the audiences, then L&D is a career for you. It's a really very exciting journey. If you have a passion for conducting training programs, developing talent, connecting with people, understanding their problems and helping them to come up the curve, then believe me, you will never get tired of conducting trainings or planning for L&D roadmaps and designing content or conducting programs for variety of the audience. So first of all, you need to be subject matter expert in whatever industry you are. It's not about the role that you are doing or the designation which you have or the company you are working for. It's more about the overall industry. So for example, if I talk about BFSI, and specifically if I talk about insurance, you need to be a subject matter expert because people will look up to you whenever there are some expert advices required. So as an L&D person, you need to be thorough on your subject. Second, if you want to become, let's say, a sales training expert, not specifically into L&D, but you want to take one arm of the learning and development, which is more on sales training, then I will personally advise that please take up a sales role for at least 2 years. Try your hands in the field, understand the sales process. Many of us, we know how to sell, but we don't know how consumer buys. So we need to know the buying process and selling process both by experiencing in the field in front of the consumer. Once you get the practical exposure of how the sales works, believe me, you'll be able to add a wonderful value in your sales training role if you want to acquire that. If you want to grow specifically into leadership development, management development, or let's say corporate training and all, then ones need to broaden their aspects into competency framework, into HRBP, understanding that how HRBP works, what is the compensation and benefits happen, what is individual development plan look like, what is career development plan look like, what is an assessment development center, what is succession planning, and so on and so forth. So I think a good degree in HR profession will certainly help to gain you the basic knowledge, or it's a gate pass for you to get into a corporate HR role. But at the same time, you need to try your hands in all these departments. You need to know what it takes. So it will certainly help you to get into a corporate L&D roadmap. Okay. If we want to keep your knowledge upgraded, then please read extensively and learn continuously. So many of us, when we do our formal schooling and postgrads, we do we do acquire certain competencies and intelligence in the field of HRBP or in leadership and all. But the journey doesn't end there. Once you get into an L&D role, keep your muscles building on the go. Understand that what is that will help you to come up the ladder, help you to do variety of the programs. If you start your career into L&D, you may end up doing some managerial programs. But if you want to get into behavioral, if you want to get into coaching, if you want to get into leadership, training programs and L&D management, then in that case, you need to be ready for the same. So people who wants to build their career into L&D, be my guest. This is something which has been always close to my heart, and which eventually helped me to move myself from IT role to BFSI, and in BFSI from sales to L&D over last 18-20 years. So if I summarize quickly, know your career, understand the minute details, chart a roadmap that where you want to go. Either you want to go sales training or you want to get into corporate training. Be subject matter expert of your industry. Keep acquiring new certifications and knowledge, which will help you to come up the curve faster. So that would be a quick update on this, Divya.
I think there should be a commitment as an L&D person. It's been 11 years for me as well.
Yeah,
Is that
absolutely.
a commitment to grow yourself? Because if we are
Absolutely.
not, as you said, right, be a voracious reader also. If you're, or take certification, yeah, you can be, or read research papers, Harvard Business Review, or anything which interests you and you can gain knowledge from. Because I think if that is missing, an L&D cannot grow, because that's where your
Certainly.
thoughts, theories will come into play, which of course with the now the new era of instructional design, Bloom's taxonomy, you can present it in different manner. But that's the basic,
Yeah.
right? So this brings me, Saumil, to the next question. So this is something which we were catering to people who are looking up for building a career in L&D. What about, let's say, you said, experiment a little, work in sales, work in different fields of L&D. And I also feel L&D is one of the fewest profession which has a very transferable skill culture, because an
Yeah.
L&D person might start from soft skill training, would have taken over a 5 years expertise of technical as well, and then thereon whatever opportunities come. So I want to frame a question for people, let's say, who have been in the industry for 3 to 4 years, right? They are on a assistant manager or executive level. How should they look up to growing towards a manager level? What is the roadmap for that?
Certainly. Let's say there are two aspects to it. One is just a designation as a manager, senior manager, or an AVP, and so on and so forth. And second is exactly leading the team of L&D professionals, right?
True.
So in many organizations, you will grow as an individual contributor, and you can become a VP, SVP, and CLO as well, Chief Learning Officer. You may not have enough team in terms of leading the trainers, but you may have a team of content developer, you may have a team of coordinators, and so on and so forth. But there are many companies and organizations where we have a very, very fat, you can say, L&D structures, where they will have junior trainers. They are rolling up to a managers, and managers rolling up to business heads or zonal heads or national heads, and so on and so forth. So if we talk about the second scenario, the first and foremost thing is that, let's say if somebody has spent 3-4 years as an individual contributor, by now the person must have enough hands-on experience on what it takes, okay, to transform the skill into business, into ROI. Okay, the person has must have conducted enough and more programs, which has given him or her a complete clarity that what he or she is good about. Okay, if it is a subject, or if it is a operations or a process training or financial planning or leadership or management, one or two aspects are absolutely clear that I'm really good about it. So one person can build the muscle on that. The second is that getting ready into managerial role, what are the basic nuances? So whenever I conduct the managerial program, the first thing I ask about is that if you just close your eyes and visualize that who is that manager, whose name comes to your mind immediately when I say your manager. You might have worked with so many managers, but that one person who has really inspired you, who has helped you to shape up your career. Okay. And what are the key qualities of that individual? So if you're ready, as you rightly said, that if you are ready to develop yourself, continuous development, reading and all, at the same time, when you become a manager, you are responsible for careers of many. So are you ready to take that extra pain in developing people and shaping up careers of others, if to contribute in the lives, then you are fit for a managerial role. Otherwise, if training is your only passion and you want to continue that, you need not to go to a managerial route and lead people.
True.
Right? If the food for your soul is training, is audience, is people, when you see people transforming their skills, when you see their knowledge level is increased, their skill set has been completely transformed and they are achieving the goals. And if it gives you satisfaction, you are sorted. You need not to get into unnecessary into a leading people role, right? But yes, if you want to go there, uh, as a leader, you are at that level where you need to practice the visionary skills. You need to have a clear-cut vision. You need to have a clear-cut planning in place. That today, as an individual contributor, I am solving one problem. Tomorrow, if I have a team of, let's say, 5 people, okay, what problems I can solve for the organizations and what kind of people I will have in my team. If I'm recruiting fresh, whom should I recruit? If I'm developing from the organization, what should I look forward to? And if you are ready to contribute in their lives, I think then you are fit for the managerial role. So be very vocal with your HRBP during your annual appraisals. Please convey your thoughts to your immediate manager and HR that you want to take up a role where you can lead a team of people. And please ask for feedback from your business colleagues as well, that what will help me to lead a team effectively. You have observed me. We have worked together for 3-4 years in this assignment. What are my areas of strength? What are my areas of improvement? If I take up a managerial role, what are the things that I need to improve on? So that kind of 360-degree feedback will also help you that what it takes for you to become a manager and get ready to lead a team. I think this will help.
Right. Okay. This brings me to another question, which is while reading your bio, it struck me actually that you have done a lot of certifications, right? I have also done few. But when we look up, and I'm sure people watching this podcast will also be looking out for now you're 4-5 years in the industry. You need to be certified from so and so bodies. So that the certifications are very expensive, right? First.
True.
Secondly, so how do we decide which certification would give us a better result? Like I can go for DISC, I can go for right now after 11 years, I can go for ICC, the various, right? So
Yeah.
which certifications, which I generic in a manner, you would suggest people, you would like to suggest that this would really give them a kick in a career. B, if let's say how to narrow it down and find which one would be the best one.
Perfect. Perfect. So there is no thumb rule for this, to be very honest. But as I mentioned in the beginning of this podcast, is that know your career, which route you want to take it up. For example, if you want to go towards coaching line, example, that Okay, I have done enough and more, and later on in my life, I want to become an executive coach or a relationship coach or a leadership coach or a performance coach. And you are clear about it that I want to go this route. So anything and everything which does with communication, anything and everything which does with your personal journey, which helps you to understand your behavioral traits. Example, if you want to go towards coaching route, you need to know a 5OB kind of certification, which will help you that how a relationship is oriented, how it works. You may need to get into an MBTI kind of certification, which will help you to understand the indicator, the personality indicators of an individual. Later on, you will get into the first step, which is basics of coaching through Go model. Then you get into neuroscience based coaching, or you go through an absolutely NLP based coaching, which is more in conversation, and you understand the neuro-linguistic kind of aspects of coaching. So you need to decide which route you want to go. So this is about coaching, and later on you can go through an ICF certification and become an ACC and PCC if you want to get into a coaching route. Let's say if you want to do a leadership kind of programs, right? So before getting into an expensive courses, there are enough and more courses are available on LinkedIn Learning, okay, which may, so for example, anybody who takes a premium subscription of LinkedIn, it may cost just 11,000 rupees or I think 15,000 rupees in a year. And after paying that, you may have a plethora of the content available which is there on the LinkedIn Learning courses. So you may first try some basic course, which will help, which if it really kicks in your curiosity that, oh, I wanted to learn more, I'm ready to take up extra efforts in learning along with my job, along with my personal responsibilities and whatever time I have, I'm ready to devote that. Then and then only I will recommend to get into a high paid courses. If we talk about, so practically I cannot market the providers, but there are enough and good courses available on leadership practices. There are enough and good courses available on, so for example, situation leadership example, right? It will certainly help you to train people who are into managerial role, who are into leadership role. So if you want to get into that leadership journey, you need to get into all this. On your personal side, there are courses available where you understand what is the blind spot. So, for example, you know what you know what you don't know, but you don't know what you don't know, and that's a blind spot. So when you get into courses like that, you'll be able to understand that how, as an individual, I am a meaning making machine. I am perceiving things without things actually happened. So how can you differentiate between the facts and the story which you have created? Right? So you can take a journey over there. There are enough and more courses available. You can Google that. There are courses available for self-expression. That how will you, express what you are actually going through? How will you enroll people in a larger cause? So, for example, there are courses available which can help you to start a business without a very hefty investment. Practically, I got to know Divya today. Divya got to know me today. However, with a communication, I can enroll you in my cause and I can take your support in developing my business. So such kind of courses are available. Now, this application will help all the leaders as well. Okay, to enroll entire sales force into one particular goal for the team or for the organization and drive towards the success and achievement, right? So this kind of courses will help you there. If you want to get into a, let's say, how will I train people on Excel and AI? Then you can take courses which will help you that what would be that smart prompt which will help GPT platform to give me the right content. So once you decide your role, okay, that which path you want to take it up. In sales training, there are enough and more courses available for spin training is one of the standard practice in sales. Okay, if you want to get into an influencing and crucial conversation, courses are available for that. Okay, different courses available for thinking, brainstorming, as well as solving the larger problems. So what role you want to get into? Once you have that clarity, you'll be able to get into the, okay, am I ready for this kind of extra efforts? Let me try my hands with the free courses available or small courses available. Let me get into it. If I'm getting the enough details, then I'll get into a high paid courses, because it will take almost a lakh rupees or 1.5 lakh or more than that, if you really wanted to get certified by one of the best institutes in India or abroad, right? So don't go overboard. First, you try your hands with little courses, use them, practice them, okay? Implement the learning into real life. If you really get a kick that, oh, this is my route, I wanted to take this forward, enough and more options are available.
Got it. I think that's really amazingly put, that how they should look out and figure it out. And as you said, try your hand before you pay for lakhs of rupees, because these courses are not cheap at all. Now,
True.
I would like to know, Saumil, see, we all have gone through, and you must have gone through also ups and downs in your career as well. So,
Yeah.
something very powerful. I think even this can be relevant for people at starting their career, even in their 10 years of career or 20 years,
Mm.
how to deal with the failures or how to
Mhm.
take them in their stride. Some insights if you could share.
Sure. So according to me, L&D is something like a hygiene. Okay. Like we brush our teeth daily, organization without L&D cannot sustain. Okay. What would be the size of L&D would be a different approach by the different organizations. However, learning and development is an integral part in building the culture, in building the capabilities, and growing the organizations to the larger business goals or the mission vision which company has. So you may get failed in one or two instances, or let's say one of the year may not be a good year for you, but that's okay. It's okay. It happens. The only thing is that if you have clarity that I am enjoying learning and development, and for rest of my life, I would continue doing the same what I'm doing today, then some years, some appraisals, some projects, if they are not working in your favor, it's absolutely okay. It's absolutely a part and parcel of a professional life. The quick learning what you can take from such events is that, was I clear on the expectations from me? Was I clear in identifying the need for this program? Was I clear in designing the content and the resources for this program? Did I implement it to the T, and finally, did I achieve the desired ROI from the program which I've conducted as a L&D manager? Your top management will always ask that if we would have not done this program, what harm it would have caused to the business? And since we have done this program, what
What
is the business outcome of it? How it has really helped you, or as an organization, how it has helped us, right? So let's say one of the program got failed, need not to worry. Please be humble, go to the people and be absolutely open to take feedback that what really went well and what has really not went well, what could have been improved, what could have been done differently, first of all. Next time when you design the program, be very, very clear. So there is one of the habit of the highly effective people says that, okay, first you seek the understanding and then be understood. You need to be absolutely clear as an L&D person that what problem are you solving? Is it really a problem which an organization wants to solve? Has it been properly aligned with the organizational objective or not? You need to be absolutely clear. Don't do things which you like, okay? Because you are doing that experiment on the cost of company resources, on the organization resources, on the cost of people's time. So please be very, very clear that if you want to do something, it has to have a clear-cut outcome, objective orientation linked to the business. Failures will come in personal life as well. Okay, life is always not a smooth and straight line indicates something different, which the life will be always zigzag. Then you'll be able to sustain that spirit for yourself, and you'll think creatively that, okay, in this chaos, how can I help the organization? How can I solve the problem? So it's all about if you really love your profession, if you really love your job, that training or L&D is my passion and I want to continue for the rest of my life. Some ups and downs are absolutely okay. The faster learning and correction would help you, will help you to move forward faster.
I think what you said makes a lot of sense. Not taking what we say is failure to the hearts in a way, and keep going, And as you were quoting from 7 Habits of Highly Effective People, an amazing book, I think it's almost like Bible for L&D people, right? We just can keep going on and using it in different ways. So one final takeaway I would like to ask on the behalf of people, how to keep your profession lively despite you have been there for 2 decades, right? We get bored, we think it is robotic now. So how to keep that spark going actually?
Yeah, so participation in the business will certainly give you new challenges every day. Okay, and you need to challenge yourself that I have solved that problem in a one particular way. Now this is a different problem altogether. I cannot use the same medicines for the different, no, your different illness. I need to really have a different remedy. I need to have a different program. I need to have a different treatment to it. And as an L&D head, you need not to always have a training program. Can you
Right.
do a fireside chat and you can solve the problem? Can you do an open poll from all the organization employees related to particular department and you get the views from people? Can you do a survey? Can you do a game? Can you do a town hall? Can you publish your own, you can say, view about certain things and you invite other leaders to talk about? There are creative ways available to solve problems. Everything need not to be formatted into a training program always. So the learning can happen through variety of ways. Today, the average screen time is reduced, right? People do not want it to watch long movies. They wanted a reels. They want a quick shots, right? So can you do something there? Can you know? So if you think that I wanted to try something new, it will always keep you on the edge. You will keep coming with new ideas, and that will keep the spark alive. That will keep your profession alive. So, if you want to solve the problem of the organization, you will come up with varieties of creative ways to solve that. L&D need not to be always a training program. There are various ways by way people can learn, and believe me, for L&D professional, age is or retirement age, there is nothing like it. You can keep contributing after the formal retirement age of 60 as well. I've seen many consultants, coaches, and facilitators who are in their 70s, 80s, but they are the same alive, no, completely pumping from with the energy, with just like that they were their 40s or they are in their 30s. So if the training is your passion, believe me, you will find enough and more reasons to keep it alive. My only request is that please participate in business. You are a business partner, not an isolation or an individual department. If you are solving the business problem, if you are building the capabilities of the organization, every day you will have new opportunities, new challenges to solve, and it will help you to keep your passion alive for this profession. I think, Divya, that would be sufficient for the people
Yes.
who wants to
Sure. I
gain
think
from.
that was really insightful. Thank you so much for such an engaged session, I must say, because it started. So I would like people to say that the session is all about know your career, a new KYC you have learned today. Then know yourself to build the business, because if you
Yeah,
don't know what you're doing or your expertise, you will not hone it. And if you don't hone your skills, you cannot help business. And as rightly said, I think this is something we all suffer from. Isolation is something which happens naturally in companies. But as an L&D, it should consider as a responsibility to build a culture of inclusiveness.
yeah.
So keep going, keep learning, stay active and innovative so that you feel fresh always. Thank you so much,
True
Saumil.
that.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Divya, for your time. Thank you.
I hope you like this video. Do comment in the comment section below. If you like it, do share it, subscribe it to the channel for the most interesting videos. Thanks for watching.